Alrighty, y'all, we are on our way to Dollar Tree. Now, surprisingly, it is freaking snowing here in Texas. It never snows. It's not even staying though, but it's literally snowing. But we're going to be getting some supplies to basically build a reptile enclosure out of dollar store items. We're heading to Dollar Tree. Let's just see what they have. Hopefully they have what we're looking for. I don't even know where to start, y'all. I don't know what they have, but we're just gonna kind of look around, see if they have any supplies. I'm already seeing stuff like this. These would make good water bowls, actually. So y'all, we found some more stuff that we're probably going to be using for this setup. We got all sorts of little glass jars and whatnot. We got moss. There's even these little plants down here. We can literally just, when we get home, we can take them out of the pot here. We might be able to use some of that stuff. We're still looking around, but there's a lot of stuff that we can use. So we're getting ideas, and then we'll kind of continue along as we find more stuff. Alrighty, y'all, so we are not finding any enclosures that we're looking for, unfortunately. Now, we are gonna get the supplies and everything like that, so we have a whole bunch of plants and stuff that we're gonna get, and some rocks behind you over here. So we're gonna get all that stuff, and then we're probably gonna go to Target, which is just next door, get some tubs and things like that to build the enclosure out of, because literally all they have here are these little tubs here that these aren't gonna work. I just cannot put an animal in something like this because all the holes and gaps, and there's no lids. The only thing that has a lid is gonna be something like this, but once again, we can't really put an animal. So we're gonna have to go to Target, buy our tub, and then get all the supplies from here. Alrighty, y'all, so we are finding some items that we're really gonna wanna use for this enclosure. First thing we found is some of this moss. Now I think we're gonna go with some of this coral moss here. Now the reason we're gonna get this is we're gonna probably be setting up a leopard gecko, and this will go on the humid side. So we're gonna get some of this coral moss. Then I know we're gonna get some of this, where is it, the tile here. This tile I think will work really well for the bottom of the leopard gecko enclosure. So let's definitely get some of this tile, whatnot, and then we will get some more plants. Alrighty, so we've got our moss, we've got our tiles. Now we need some plants. Now I've definitely been eyeballing this one here. And then what we'll do is we'll literally, once we get home, we'll rip it out of the pot. As you can see, it's so loose. We'll put that in the enclosure. Then we've got these. Now these look kind of cool. All right, we got our plants. Let's just get our plants and let's just go, okay? So y'all, we've got a whole bunch of supplies here. We got our tiles, we got some plants, all sorts of good stuff. Next, we need some dishes. So Isaiah pointed out these here. Now these will make a good food and water dish. It comes in two. So I think we're gonna get this guy right here. We're gonna add that to the pile there. And then now we gotta get some hides and the enclosure itself. Alrighty, so we are on the hunt for a hide, and we got our water bowl, so we need at least a hide or two. And so we're just kind of walking around. Let's just see what they have. Now I know we saw some stuff a little bit over here. I don't know what all they had, but I know we saw a couple of things. Let's just see what they have over here. Anything important? Oh, there's more plants. We might have to get some of these plants over here as well. But they have all sorts of gardening stuff. Might have to get some stuff over here, but we're just gonna kind of keep looking around and see what they have. Y'all, so we found some more items for our cage. We found these tubs, and obviously a lot of people know that if you turn your tub upside down, cut a hole in the front, you can actually make it a really good hide for your animal. So we got two different kinds here. I think these will work really well. We've gotten all of our other supplies. We got plants, our tiles, stuff. Now we have to find our enclosure. Yeah, I have a lot of pets. I have reptiles and stuff, and so we're doing a challenge creating a cage for them out of dollar store items. Because normally you can like buy the stuff, like, you know, but so here we're making like a challenge to set up a cage for them. Alright, y'all, we are home now with our stuff. Now I was lucky to find some tubs, so I didn't end up having to go to Target. I had some tubs here at home. So we're going to create that tub, get it set up with all the materials that we have purchased. First we got our bag of hides. Right there, we've got all of our hides. Now we got our bag here of plants and whatnot. As y'all can see, we've gotten all of our stuff here. Then of course we've gotten our tub. Now we're literally gonna start setting the enclosure up. So first we got these sticky tiles. Now what you do is you just peel them off, stick them onto the tub just like that, and you create that bottom layer. And just like that, nice and smooth, our sticky tile is on. Just look at how satisfying. Now we got our next tile. We're gonna lay it right here on the bottom. I probably should have done it matching. I'm probably going to switch it up. But you get the gist. We're going to lay it and cover the bottom with these tiles. Well, now as you guys can see, we've gotten our shiny tiles laid out across the bottom of the enclosure. We're going to kind of further move into setting it up. Next, what we got to do is get these tubs opened up, cut holes to make hides out of it, and set it in the enclosure how we want it. Alright, y'all, well, we have done our hides. As you can see, that's how they will go. Now the leopard gecko can go in there, chill inside of a hide. Now, I know, it's not the prettiest thing. I know. But it'll work. Now, the reason why I heated it up and melted it is so that it didn't have any sharp edges, so that the leopard geckos couldn't get cut. I mean, even though that looks pointy, it's literally not at all. They're all soft now, so leopard gecko can go inside, and chill inside. You can go inside, and chill inside. Bro, I said inside a lot. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our moss, set it in our hide of choice. One's going to be our humid hide and one's going to be our warm hide. Well, we have created our humid hide. The moss is damp because I sprayed it down, so it's now humid in there. So when he is shedding, the leopard gecko or whatever we have can go in there and help get his shed off inside of his humid hide. And now for our regular hide here, we just put paper towels in there. Now this is a little bit of a larger hide than you would technically need, but it works. It closes off a lot of space, but they like to spend a lot more of their time hiding anyway. Now we've gotten our two little containers here. We're going to stick them in their designated places. This is basically going to be the animal's food and water bowl. So as y'all can see, this is how our leopard gecko setup is looking. We've got our human hide, we've got our regular hide, we've got our food dish, and we've got our water dish. Next, what we're going to start doing is taking our plants, taking the tags off obviously, putting them in the enclosure where we think looks nice. Now first, let's start sticking these in the enclosure where it looks good. Now I really do like the grassy vibe that it kind of puts off in the enclosure. Now the unique thing is, leopard geckos are actually native to places like Afghanistan where there's a lot of grassland. So having a grassy fake plant like this is actually really good. It basically helps create more enrichment for the animal. Well, holy smokes, y'all, it actually looks pretty good. It looks a lot better than I was expecting it to. As you can see, we've got both of our hides. Now, I stuck the other bag of reindeer moss on top just to add some more texture on top and to kind of help cover the top. So I think that looks pretty good. Then, of course, we got our human hide, our food dish, and our water bowl. We got our plants. I think it looks pretty decent. The leopard gecko has plenty of places to hide. He can go right over here, back here, in the hides, obviously. So he's got lots of places to hide, lots of places to crawl around. Now realistically, some of these plants you do have to be careful with, and like this moss you have to be careful with, because sometimes the dyes in the plants and the moss can actually be harmful for reptiles. But for a temporary setup, this works actually really well. And some people may say that for one leopard gecko you want more than this size of a tub, and that's kind of your personal preference. For one leopard gecko, I think you could be alright with getting one in here, especially if you get a smaller hide. But if you have 2 or 3, obviously you'll get a bigger enclosure. But honestly, for a total of $18.40, I think that's a pretty good deal. Then a tub like this, you might pay $10 at most for. So you're looking at maybe $30 for a setup like this. That's honestly a really solid deal for a leopard gecko. So altogether, I'm pretty happy with how this dollar store setup turned out. Now, if y'all have any suggestions or things you think I should change, definitely let me know down in the comments. But without further ado, let's get our leopard gecko in his new home. And one more thing I forgot to mention is you will need a heat pad and thermostat. That is the most important thing, honestly. You cannot forget. What the? Oh my god, what the heck, Okay, anyways, as I was saying, one very important thing you have to have is a heat pad and thermostat. I forgot to mention that at first, but you must have a heat pad and thermostat. Now that'll obviously go on the dry side underneath the enclosure on the dry side, and your thermostat will regulate the temperature. Now the reason I don't have a heat pad on this one is because it's already warm enough in the reptile room. With all these enclosures, it stays very warm in here. And of course, because I'm not keeping the leopard gecko in here permanently, he's going to go in his permanent home after this. Okay, but now it's time to get our leopard gecko in his setup.
Alrighty, y'all. We've got our leopard gecko here. We're going to take him. We're going to put him in his cage. As you can see, he really likes that. Alrighty, y'all. We've got the leopard gecko, as you can see, all set up where he needs to be. He is currently exploring his enclosure.
Well, our leopard gecko has found his way into one of his hides, as you can see there. He is just chilling inside of his new setup. Look at that little dude. Hi, buddy. Hi, how you doing? You like your new home? I mean, this is a really decent setup, honestly. We got the tile, and what you'll do once a week or whatever is you'll just peel these tiles off and replace it with fresh ones. Well, there y'all have it. That was a dollar store leopard gecko setup. Now, realistically, with the heat pad, the thermostat, the setup itself, and the gecko, you're looking at about a $100 setup. Also, that depends on the cost of the leopard gecko and, of course, the brand of heat pad and stuff you buy. Y'all can see our leopard gecko's literally poking his head out right now, looking around, seeing what's new. Well, y'all, that was building a leopard gecko setup out of dollar store items. And you, yes you can do this yourself. Just have your parents take you to the dollar store, or if you can drive yourself to the dollar store, get what items you need. With all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed that video and want more of it, go ahead and drop a like for me. Then, of course, cop the merch. Look at that shirt, so soft, so comfortable. Follow my Instagram, TheRealPirateToadYT. It is always linked in the description. Go follow my Instagram. You can stay up to date with me ahead of time. Now, once you've done all that, make sure to subscribe. We are growing to 3,000 subscribers very, very quickly. So make sure to subscribe and don't miss out. And then, lastly, I actually started a new TikTok. A lot of y'all have been wanting me to start one, and I've finally been able to start a TikTok. Now, that TikTok is linked in the description below, so go follow it. Trust me, you won't regret it. And, of course, on my TikTok, I will be posting about all of my animals, and you may even see TikToks that are about videos that came out sooner. I don't know if that made sense, but hopefully it did. With all that being said, I love each and every one of you. Subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace!